Robbie Regan, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, Ken. Thanks for inviting me.
Nice to see you, Rob. One of my heroes growing up, watching you box, and yeah, it's lovely to have you here.
Thank you, Ken. Means a lot.
So, like all good podcasts, let's start at the beginning. Where were you born? Where were you brought up?
I was brought up in a little village just outside Blackwood, Kem Forest. Went to school in Blackwood. When I got married then, I moved to Bargard for 20 odd years.
What was it like growing up in them parts of Wales?
Oh, it was hard back in them days. We didn't have much, but we made our own fun,
Yeah.
Didn't have computers and phones then, you know what I mean?
So, like, what kind of age, what got you into boxing first? What sparked you off?
I was on holidays. I was my uncle Pat, who was a professional trainer, who was in my corner. Di Garner was on the holiday with him, and they talked about us going to the gym, me and my brother. And when we got back, we went to the gym. My brother went probably once or twice, but it wasn't for him. And I just fell in love with it as soon as I hit the bag.
What gym was that?
It's in Fleur-de-Lys, just outside Blackwood.
So what age were you then when you first?
I didn't start boxing. I was quite late, really. I was nearly 15 when I started.
15, yeah, it's quite late for a boxer, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, what were they like? Like, how quick did it take them to realise and recognise, like, this kid's got something, like?
I think they're more or less straight away, I know one of the biggest compliments I think I've ever had is Di Garner said I was the most talented fighter he've ever trained, and he trained some great champions. So for him to come out with that, it's quite amazing.
So what was your first step then? So you've gone in, you're 15, started at a gym. When did you turn pro? How did it all like come about?
It's a professional gym in any case, so I was always training with pros, and I was more pro styled than amateur styled. The pro game suited me better, and I had only about 30 amateur fights, and I turned pro when I was just about 21.
So what professionals were in that gym then at the same time?
Oh, it was lots. It was Kelvin Smart, who was a former British flyweight champion, a good fighter. Other pros like Brett Styles and Di Williams, they were all very talented boxers.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot from them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so like getting influenced by them guys in the
guy
gym.
Steve James from Merthyr, all like I said, all talented fighters.
Yeah. So when was your first pro fight then? What age were you then?
I was 21. I was in Splot Market. I was open air show against a guy called Eric George, which the referee gave a draw, which I wasn't happy with. I mean, Eric celebrated the draw because I think he knew he lost, really. Yeah. So it was only one kind of fighter celebrates a draw. No one likes a draw. Only one fighter likes a draw is the guy who knows he's lost.
Yeah. So talk me through like your career, your fights and everything else then.
Yeah, well, I won my British title in just my 8th fight, so that was pretty quick time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I won the British title, defended it. And I got robbed against Francis Bouffon when he put me in the 11th round. I had 56 stitches.
Yeah.
So I lost my title then, robbed of my title. And just a couple of months later, I had got the rematch with him. And, there's no way I was going to lose again. So I beat him and defended the title against James Drummond from Scotland, who was another good fighter. He just got robbed for the European title in Italy. So he was on top form as well. And I stopped him in the 9th round. And one of my biggest dreams was to win a Lonsdale belt outright. So that was a great achievement.
Yeah, they're lovely, the Lonsdales, isn't it?
The best belt in boxing, best trophy in sport, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So what about the next few fights then? Yeah. So what led you up to the world title?
Well, yeah, so it's obviously no step at the time. It's the European title next. And I boxed an Italian, Salvatore Fani. It took a lot of money to get him out of Italy. His first defence outside Italy. I think he'd only lost one in 26, 27 fights with a lot of knockouts. So it cost a lot of money to get him out of Italy, but it was well worth it because it was a great fight. Even the commentator said one of the best fights they've ever had on Sky. And I won on unanimous decision and European champ.
Yeah. So you've won a European, you've got a British, the European, and then...
Yeah, well, I defended the European against Danny Porter, who was a big name at the time, big puncher.
Yeah.
He just lost a very close decision for the world title the fight before. And the boxing news, this was going to be a very hard fight, difficult fight for me. And he said everybody was going to everyone at the press conferences, he's going to knock me out in the third round. He had the round right, but the wrong corner.
Knocked him out in the third.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So that was your defence of the European then, was it, against Danny Porter?
Yeah. And in fact, because I'd done such a good job on him, I'd signed then to fight for the world title. I signed to fight 3-4 different champions, but they all seemed to fall through.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's done such a good job on him. I think once they seen that, these other champions didn't fancy fighting me after that.
No, I can imagine, yeah. So where did you go from there? What was the next step then?
Well, I switched promoters then from Barry to Frank Warren.
What made you change?
Well, I tell you what happened. It was another defence I was going to have in my European title, and Frank Warren won the purse bid, which is the highest purse bid ever for a European flyweight title fight.
Yeah.
So Barry Earn didn't want me fighting for Warren, so he come up with a contract for me to fight Baby Jake Matlala in Wales in the summer if I give the European title up, which I did. And it's the biggest regret in my life because the Matlala fight never materialised. They wanted me to go to South Africa for the same money.
Yeah.
When I signed to fight him in Wales.
Well, so you signed to fight the contract to fight him in Wales, and all of a sudden you had to go over to South
I don't
Africa.
think Barry and ever had him to come to Wales, to be honest with him. But he was just standing that car right in front of me, so I give the European title up and I'll fight Frank Warren.
There's a lot of that go on in I know, like, you know, boxing. Like, I love boxing, but it's also got that little...
Well, they call it boxing politics, as I call it, being ripped off.
Yeah.
You know?
You've ever bumped into him ever since? Any of the Hearns or any of them, not? Anything?
Yeah. You know, that contract would have stood up in any court, but mysteriously, and the contract went missing.
Did it?
So, you know, it's something that I just don't want to answer for.
Yeah. So what come next then? Was it the world title?
Well, yeah, I signed for a fight for the world title.
Yeah.
But like I said, after the Porter fight, a couple of world champions, the titles I've signed for fell through. So I actually went back and fought for my old European title then.
Yeah.
And I wore new boots in this fight against Luigi Campataro.
Yeah.
And he felt great in the gym. I only won once in night 4 in the gym. He felt all right. So I wore him in a fight, and it was the biggest mistake of my life because they weren't good for my feet. I had 3rd-degree burns on the bottom of my feet after the fight.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the fight you said you were having to, like, stop, let your feet cool down, and then full combination.
Stop, wait for the pain to go on my feet, then throw punches. It was absolutely cruel to go through a fight like that.
Wow.
And you couldn't take them off because, you know, you can't box with the on your feet.
No.
But if I was someone... You was there a bit, even if they went back to the dressing room and got my trainers, as long as they got something on my feet.
Yeah.
And, you know?
Wow. So, yeah, what comes next then? What was...
I had 2 warm-up fights, which I won, before my first world title shot against Albert Jimenez, who was an incredible champion. And I had to be on, you know, at my best if I was going to have a chance of beating this guy.
Yeah.
And I signed to fight for him, and I had a problem with my hand. I had 2 operations on my hand. I had an abscess in my knuckle and a cavity, which I needed 2 operations for. So I had to pull out of that fight. And because I pulled out of the fight, if I wanted the fight still to happen, I had to give him more money, which was coming out of my purse. So I agreed to that.
Yeah.
And then the fight date was coming up and he pulled out. So I said, well, that's all right, he can pull out, but I want what's originally agreed.
Mm.
And so that was all done and sorted. Come the day of the fight then, they still took our money out of my purse, which is something you don't need it going on in your head going into your first world title fight.
Yeah, it's a distraction, isn't it?
It's cruel.
So tell people what happened with your fight, your first world title fight.
Well,
Then
you know, the first time in my life, because of what happened before the fight, this first time I just didn't want to be in it. But it was, I think it come to the 5th, 6th round, and I thought, wow, this is you got an opportunity by hand. And something woke up inside me, and the last 3 rounds of the fight, I had good rounds, and at the end of the 9th round, I decided to pull me out. And looking back, you know, I don't think it was the right decision, because I know I'd actually taken the punches, but Jimenez's power had gone. I mean, he gave me an hiding for 5 rounds. So he pulled me out at the end of the 5th round. I couldn't argue.
Yeah.
But to come back in the fight, go through all that, and then, you know, have good rounds, why pull me out after I'm having good rounds? Even the commentators were shocked that I got pulled out.
It was a bit of a shock, was it?
Yeah. I think, you know, obviously, when you think about the tragedy with Johnny Owen, I think that played on his mind a bit, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that, you know, the training and stuff, but it must be a difficult one for them, innit? You know, because you get close to the trainers and the trainers get close to you, and then it's like...
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was awful.
But, you know, because I think that made me even want to be world champion even more after that. You know, I know that I was good enough. I know I was a world-class fighter.
Yeah.
And then the opportunity came to fight for the IBF Flyweight Championship. And I fought a guy, Farid Benjedou from Tunisia, who was the #1 contender. And the champion, Danny Romero, was injured. So we fought for the interim title till Romero recovered.
Yeah.
And Benjedou was, I think, 19 fights, 17 knockouts, unbeaten. And I destroyed him in 2 rounds. So
you took him out in 2, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bad knockout, first time in my life. When I seen that boy on a canvas, I thought he was seriously hurt, you know. But I'm glad he recovered. And
do you think you went into that after being pulled out and thought, right, I'm not leaving nothing to chance?
It gave me more ambition. It gave me, you know, everything I needed. That extra gear to make sure now my dream is going to happen.
Yeah. So then you got to fight for the IBF world title then,
Yeah. And then something happened then. When Romero come back, he decided to go up a weight. So they should have made me the full champion then. But they wanted me to fight another #1 contender. And the opportunity come in to fight Daniel Jimenez for the Bantamweight Championship, which I've been dying to go up in weight for a lot. I should have gone up 2 years before he did.
Yeah.
But to get an opportunity, because he was contracted, Frank Warren, so it was an easy fight to make. So I jumped at the chance, you know, and I was a big underdog against Daniel Jimenez, 4-1 underdog in the bookies, 80-1 to win in any round. And I beat him in unanimous decision. I dropped him in the 8th round, which was a long count.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then to win in any round, the odds in bookies, I was 80-1. So, you know, and he, like I say, he's a 4-1 on favourite. So he was a big betting favourite. He'd been over here and defended his title and won titles over here. He beat Duke McKenzie, our 3-time 3-weight world champ.
Yeah, he's great, Duke, wasn't he?
He beat Drew Doherty, our British champ, and he also beat a Ghana who was based over here, Alfred Coty, a very, very talented boy. And I know how good Coty was because I ran an exhibition with him.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's a quality fighter. So Jimenez was, you know, a quality champion. So I'm proud to take it off such a good champion.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, and, you know, to repay all my fans' belief in me.
So you had some amazing following, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like them nights in like the ice rink and stuff like that.
They were fantastic, you know, the amount of people there and my fans, you know, my fight nights electric, you know, memories are cherished for always. Always. Great nights.
Like no one could take that away from you, innit? That those memories you can't buy, you can't muster them up.
No, you can't go on a shopping by them.
No, that's like something special. They were amazing. Like probably opened the door for a lot of, you know, that kind of.
Yeah, me and then Steve Robinson, we kicked off a resurgence in boxing in Wales. You know, youngsters see us do it. And the gyms, a couple of my trainers said after you won the title, you know, my gym was full with kids, which is nice to hear, nice to know.
Yeah, so like amazing stuff, inspiring the next gen and all that. And it's like, you know, that's might be even worth more than the big nights and stuff like that. You know, if you can inspire somebody, like even just one person, you're doing something right in life, innit?
Yeah, well, my dream turned into a nightmare then, because I had a virus, glandular fever virus. So I was
So
out
you've won the IBF then.
the WBO.
WBO,
title, yeah.
bantamweight, and then
I was coming up for my first defence, and I got caught this virus, Epstein-Barr, glandular fever, and also John Olumo, the rugby player, had the same virus I did, and it finished him. So if you can finish a big bloke like him, imagine what it done to me.
Yeah.
And I tried to come back 2 or 3 times, but I kept breaking down in training, and then they gave me the all clear in the end. I still wasn't right. I did defence lined up, but I was still 5 pounds overweight, and night or maybe 2 nights before the fight, I wouldn't made the weight because of the glandular fever. I couldn't train as hard to make the weight as I normally would be able to,
Yeah. So what happened then? Did they have to just did they take the belt, or did they just...
Yeah, because what happened then, another nightmare is there's an irregularity with my brain scan, and the board revoked my license.
So let's talk about that then. Let's talk about so did that happen in camp? Do you have the scan during camp, or before the weigh-ins or something? I don't really...
It's you have a brain scan for world title fights.
Yeah.
Just before the fight, the week before the fight, you have a brain scan for a world title fight.
Yeah.
Because of the way the rules in boxing have been changed because of what happened to Michael Watson.
Yeah.
They're a lot stricter now, and it's just trying looking after the boxers the best way they can.
Yeah, fair enough. And after Michael Watson and all that.
Yeah.
So what was the problem then? What did they say was the issue?
There's scar tissue they found.
Yeah. That wouldn't have been from boxing over, did it? Or?
Well, it must be. Yeah. And I was actually on the scan a year before.
Was it?
Yeah, but didn't pick it up.
So more politics, do you think?
Yeah.
So it's not...
It was just heartbreaking, I went off the rails, could you imagine getting up to the top and just 15 years of your life taken away in a second.
Yeah.
Just killed me.
So did you box again after that then?
No, that was it. I could have gone to America because the rules are different over there. I could have gone to America and boxed, but I knew because of that glandular fever, my career was over. I knew I myself. I was in the same fight I could never be.
Yeah.
So I took it in my own hands, really, to quit boxing.
Same thing happened to Eddie Avoff, didn't he? He had that fever and he was out for a year and never... I think he did come back, but...
He wasn't the same.
It just takes... He said it took so much away from him,
Of course.
Because you must have been so fit in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then to be ill like that, it must be a double impact,
It is, because you're so fit, your immune system's right down. You catch anything, but I wouldn't wish the glandular fever virus I had, the Epstein-Barr, I wouldn't wish it on no one. No. I still even think I got a little bit of it in me today, that's how horrific it was.
Yeah.
You don't feel that ill or sick, but when you try to do something or train, you just fatigues.
Yeah.
It just cuts you down straight away.
And you would have known your body inside out as well, didn't it? So it was if you're saying there's something wrong,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because I went to see so many doctors and no one could find out what it was. So a lot of my trainers, I thought it was in my head. I've obviously pressure being world champ. My wife was pregnant without baby.
Yeah.
So they put it down to all the pressure. And then I thank God, a guy a specialist who specialises in foreign blood disorders, he found exactly what it was.
Did he?
Yeah. So it was a relief as well to know what you're not going off your head. There's something wrong with it.
Yeah, because boxers, they thrive in a pressure cooker. It's all on you, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got your trainers, you've got your fans behind you, everything. But at the end of the day, it always just comes down to you.
Yeah.
So what happened then, Rob? So that was the end of boxing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, so what come next? You had you had your baby and stuff, and
yeah. To be honest, I went off the rails.
Did you?
Drink. I was self-medicating with alcohol.
Yeah.
people, you know, they don't know why you drink, and they see you out and you're smiling, laughing, having a joke, but you're not really enjoying yourself. You're self-medicating to forget.
Yeah.
That's what I was drinking for, to forget what happened.
So what about all like, you know, the people you had around you and stuff like that? Were they still there, or were they just like?
Most of them disappeared. You know, most of them disappeared, and it's lucky today. You know, there's a lot more things for like ex-athletes after if they finish their careers, or if they if their careers taken away from them. There's a lot of counselling and different things that they can help you with. None of that was back in my day. Didn't have it.
Yeah, it was all still like cavemen back then, wasn't it?
You just left to deal with it on your own.
Yeah. Yeah, nightmare. So what you were doing, you were just drinking and stuff and in the clubs and stuff like that?
Yeah, just going off the rails.
So how long did that go on for then? Let's talk about your life after boxing then.
Yeah, it went on for a couple of years. Then I just, they said, like, this got to stop. And, and luckily, and I met my management team now, Target Media, who's putting shows on with me so I can go out and meet the fans because they're still there.
Yeah.
And, you're having some great nights. And the next one is on the 18th of next month.
Yeah.
In Cardiff. It's a more of an intimate show, this is, with a smaller crowd, so it's going to be limited tickets. All details will be out on my Facebook and Target Media's Facebook now this week.
Yeah.
If anybody's interested, come along and listen to my stories.
Yeah. Well, we'll put the links in the description of the thing, so anybody who needs to buy tickets and stuff like that.
We'll be reliving the fights. It'll be highlights of all my career on the nights. And
well, I was up there one night up in Merthyr on the weekend watching you. It was amazing, and like me and my dad were just like, chilled at the back, but we were watching you, and we were just like, he's so humble. You were kissing people's hands, and the love in the room was just like something special. Yeah. And you could see all them boys that were with you. They probably would have been the ones that had been with you right through.
They have. There was a lot of my loyal fans there, my best friends.
Yeah.
And to relive again with them was fantastic. And Merthyr being a boxing town, with the legends like Johnny Owen and the great Howard Winston, who was a great friend of mine. So it was nice to have a great support in Merthyr.
Let's talk about Howard Winston then. How did you become friends with him? What brought him into your life and stuff like that?
I met Howard. He was a guest of honour at an amateur show that I was boxing on. And I asked him for his autograph after. And I don't know if you must have seen something in me. He said, Robbie, let me give some advice. He said, no matter how far you go, never forget where you come from. So I think he's seen something in me.
Yeah.
So that was a big lift.
Yeah, amazing stuff.
And we've just been friends ever since. And obviously I turned pro and we done a lot of events together. Absolutely devastated when he passed away.
Yeah. So was he your boxer that you looked up to then?
No, definitely. He's one of my all-time heroes. Such a fantastic fighter. Yeah. Great boxer.
Yeah.
One of the true legends of not British boxing, world boxing.
Yeah, 100%. They made the film about him, didn't they? Risen and all that, and all that.
It's great fun. Great fun. And obviously I'm also involved with a lot of other things like Ringside Charitable Trust, who looks after ex-boxers who've been injured, fallen on hard times. So I know what happened to me, so it's great to do what I can helping them because they look into.
Let's talk about them then. Let's go. Let's go in depth about this because I think this is important for a lot of people.
Dave Harris is the main man who started this.
Yeah. When did it start then, Rob?
Only a couple of years ago. Not long ago. So he's trying to get a 36-bedroom place or big building where they can house ex-boxers who need medical help or care. So we're doing all these events, raising money from, and we're trying to get promoters involved, but none of these big promoters have come forward yet to help this Ringside, which I think is
like Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn. They haven't come forward and put a couple of quid in.
No. And a lot of these fighters who need help the ones is the reason these guys got very healthy bank accounts, and they forget that, or they ignore it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's all right taking, but, you know, there's got to become a point where you have to give something back.
Of course.
To keep things going full circle.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, you know, you don't water the plants, they die.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Correct. You know, it's, you know, shame on them.
Shame on them. Or maybe, like, you know, somebody's going to watch this and
hopefully
get it back to Eddie. I don't think it'd be hard to get hold of Eddie, and I think they'd probably be more inclined to put something in. I'm not really sure about Frank, but hopefully they watch it and the message gets back to him. Doubt they're going to watch it, but...
Come on, let's help Ringside out.
So you're fully involved with Ringside then? That's what you're up to now?
Yeah. You know, I was inducted in the British Boxing Hall of Fame 2 years ago in Cardiff, which was a great honour. Really, such a privilege, you know, to be inducted alongside your heroes like Howard Winston and other greats.
Who was there on the night then? Who else was getting inducted at the same time as you?
Well, in fact, it was Mickey Van was inducted. He was the referee who stopped me against Ampufo with a cut eye.
No way.
You know, and it's a story I tell it was when Mickey Van got his autobiography out.
Yeah.
And he talks about the fight with me in France, Ampufo, and he said, I remember refereeing Robbie in France, as he said, I suppose in the cold light of day, he said, I suppose it's harsh on Regan. But I'm glad Francis won because he's a nice boy. You know, that's basically admitting it to me that he robbed me.
Yeah.
Slit his own throat.
Yeah. SBS Salvage, South Wales #1 vehicle dismantler and car part specialist. Serving customers throughout the region for the past 10 years. You are sure to receive the very best price for your scrap or salvage vehicles. Just check out our websites, Scrap Car Cardiff or even sbssalvage.com to get an instant online quote. We buy all cars, vans, etc. Should you need any part for your car or van, then don't hesitate to call us, and our dedicated parts department will definitely be on hand to assist you. We also offer the very best prices for copper, brass, lead, aluminium and all other types of metals. Just give our friendly staff a call on 01446 421 034, Monday to Friday 9 to 5 or Saturday 9 to 1 to receive a price, or come down to our depot in the rear of the unit, 7 Redrup Business Park, Cardiff Road, Barry, CF63 2QW. We also don't just buy cars and sell parts. We also sell part-worn tyres at the very best prices at our depot on Robbins Lane in Barry, CF63 1QT. Call us Monday to Friday 9 to 5 on 01446 701 515, where we will assist you in any way we possibly can. So like during your career, Rob, there must have been like the maddest high. So describe what's like lifting that world title and...
As all your dreams come true, and much more, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just happy I could repay the belief and faith all my fans had in me, the sport they give me, to repay their faith and bring 2 world championships to Wales.
What about your family and stuff like that?
Obviously, picking a belt up was amazing, but to pick my daughter up in the ring and tell her that he was champion of the world is even better.
Well, do you know what? I can remember that.
Yeah.
You had your your daughter in the ring.
Yeah, well, she's 4 years of age and she's in her 30s now. So, so it's quite a while ago now.
Yeah, you know.
But I remember it like it's yesterday.
If I watch her on YouTube, that'll choke me. That'll get me straight away. But so like, what's it like to lose it all and stuff like that? Is that, you know?
You're just in a nightmare. It's all your fears in one go come real, and you know it just destroys you. You think you're handling it, and like I said, I turned to drink and I thought I was handling it, but I obviously wasn't. I just went down the wrong road.
So was your family, your life affected by all the drink and stuff like that? Badly?
Definitely. You know, it cost me my marriage.
Did it?
Yeah, which is, you know, which I couldn't expect anything else. I couldn't expect your wife to put up with that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it must have been hard for them as well to see it. And
horrific.
Yeah, horrific.
You know, and there's nothing worse than within the people who love the most.
Yeah. But they must have known what it was all about, kind of thing, you know.
They had an idea, but I don't think anybody really knows unless you're going through it yourself
Yeah.
to understand it.
So, like, what's your plans for the future and now? What's your main, you know, because it's not over yet, is it? It's not over
Like
yet.
I say, obviously we've got a lot of shows happening with Target Media.
Yeah.
I was doing a bit of a tour of Wales, actually, so hopefully we'll be crossing over the border as well into England. So, you know, focus on that, and obviously Ringside Charitable Trust, that's my main focuses in life at the minute.
Have you got much support with that? Is there many people on board with that stuff? Is there anyone, like, in particular who's helping you and driving that forward? Or
Yeah. Well, it's Charlotte and Chris, Target Media, who's been incredible, you know, and getting my name back out there.
What about Lee Selby? Is he involved with this, the Ringside?
I don't think he's been involved yet, but I know Lee, if he is asked, you know, to do something for Ringside, he'd jump on it.
Yeah, he definitely would. He's good stuff, like that, Lee. Yeah, he's good stuff. What about, like, so what do you think of, like, today's boxing? Let's talk about today's boxing then.
I think
What do you think of, like, the current world champions from, like, let's start with, like say, Joe Cordina and that kind of middleweight.
Joe's a class fighter, and you know, he won the title in devastating fashion, and you know, to have it cruelly taken away from him, I know why it was taken away from him, but you know, even with that in mind, they should have still give him some grace for his hand to get better. You know, he was injured. What can he do? You know.
Yeah, there should have been a lot more grace with the world champion, you know.
Of course.
Yeah. So, like, another, like, politics in Welsh boxing again, isn't it? It's
right.
like, do they even want us to be champions at the end of the day?
You know, but he put the record straight in his last fight, so he got the title back, which is amazing.
Yeah.
He got a defence coming up now in Monte Carlo, which I might be going to.
Gonna go over you, Rob?
Yeah.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
He's lovely. He's a lovely guy. I met him a couple of times.
Down to earth, lovely boy, Cordina, you know, never forgot where he come from.
Yeah, he got it all. I mean, he got the looks, he got the style, like, gonna go wicked.
Class guy.
So what about, like the heavyweights? What do you think about, like, Tyson Fury? What do you think of the state of boxing today? Like,
I think it's ridiculous, you know, with the guys they fight in, and the sanction bodies who sanction these fights is ridiculous. You know, Muhammad Ali would turn in his grave watching this lot today.
Yeah. So, like, I think they should just be getting on with it, innit? The best fighting the best and fighting it out for the title.
Of course, there's only, you know, the fight everybody wants to see is Usyk against Fury, so make it happen. Yeah, apparently it's signed, but I won't believe the fight will take place until them two are in our ring.
Exactly. I won't believe it's going to happen until I see him squaring off in the ring. I don't care about the press conference, the weigh-in.
No.
When I see him in the ring together, then I'll start believing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you think then? Do you think it's like Tyson's camp, or do you think it's like the promoters, or is it just...
Well, Usyk agreed to all Tyson's demands. He'd come to Britain, he'd take 30%, well, Tyson was only willing to give him. He agreed to all that, and then the fight didn't happen, so... I can't see it's Usyk's fault if we agreed to take that kind of money.
Yeah.
I think Usyk wants to fight more than Tyson does.
I think so too, to be honest. Yeah. I think he got nothing to lose if he's like, let's just get it on.
No, I mean, look, this guy's fighting next, all right? He's one of the top cage fighters, wherever he is.
Yeah.
But he never boxed, you know, and it's a totally different game. I don't know whether they can sanction that for a world title fight, I'll never know.
It's actually for the world title, I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
So if Ngannou wins, he's WBC heavyweight. That's mad, isn't it? That's crazy.
And they get him very well paid for it as well.
Yeah, mad money.
I mean, these people, I don't think they're true boxing fans, the people who go into these fights, because the true fans want to see the true fights, right?
Yeah. But it's just a show. It's a show, isn't it? It's not a big show like a circus. Yeah. So what's your prediction on the night for that one?
Oh, you know, Tyson can win any time he wants to. That's what I think.
Any round he likes.
Yeah, it's like Mayweather when he fought McGregor. I think Mayweather could knock McGregor out any time he wanted, but I think he kept him up just to sort of justify the fight for a bit. For the
Yeah, I know.
fans.
So like any pro boxer could take any man off the street and make him look like a world champion just by holding him up and like...
Yeah, you know, make him look better than what he actually is.
Yeah. Mad, isn't it? So what do you think of like all the YouTube stuff that's going on, this KSI and all the Misfits stuff?
I don't watch any of it, to be honest with you. I can't be asked for all that. You know, it's just Mickey Mouse to me, Alice.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? So I've heard you got a book coming out, haven't you, Rob? Let's talk about it.
It's in the pipeline now. It's I've got a writer who's interested in writing it, so hopefully that'll be on the way as soon as possible. And you know, if it's a hell of a story as boxing goes.
Yeah, it'd be a wicked one now, won't it? Yeah,
I'm going to know Bunko, who's interested in writing there. He's a fabulous writer. They've done lots of different autobiographies, so, you know, I'm in good hands for my book.
Who's writing it? Anthony Bunker, is it?
Yeah.
You ready, Rob, to just come in? So hang on then. So yeah, so also we've got Robbie Turley here today as well, supporting Robbie. He's going to be doing a podcast. Say a few things, Rob, about this man here.
Well, growing up, Robbie Regan was my...
Come down.
Growing up, Robbie Regan was my hero.
Yeah.
And all I wanted to be was Robbie Regan. When we were growing up, we didn't have your Bales, your Bellamy's and the Ramseys. We had Robbie Regan up the street, we did. Winning awards, winning world titles. And it turned out to be that he was a fan of mine, man. And we like to say...
buddy.
We're like best friends, aren't we, Rob?
We are best friends, my friend.
Yes.
Quality fighter and a quality singer.
Yeah, quality singer.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
Cheers, Rob.
Had many good moments watching him lift his titles. Yes, and he could come to see me lift my titles then.
Nice.
All in return. Brilliant, Rob, wasn't it?
Great memories.
Great memories. Memories that millionaires haven't got.
Yeah, can't buy it, like I said.
Yes, he's still my hero.
Thank you, bud.
Rob, thank you so much for coming.
Absolute pleasure.
It's been absolutely amazing.
Thank you very much.
I just wish you all the best for the future. And I'll always keep on supporting you as well.
Thank you, my friend. Like I said, you come to Mercer and thank you for coming.
That's a pleasure. Cheers, Rob.
One last thing to say as well, Rob. You're the second best looking champion from Kevin Forrest.
Leave that.
Hey, you know, it's a close one between you and Nathan Cleverly, but I think you are.
Can't lie on your back.
I think you're a little bit better looking than Nathan Cleverly, Rob.
Not allowed to lie on camera.
Cheers, Rob.
Cheers, boys.